A funny thing I realized as I was looking back at some of the read alouds I've done to post them on Seesaw, apparently I start most of my reading videos with, "Okay, readers, so," ha, I worked it in there today, but it's different. We are going to read chapter 13 today. I had to look up how to pronounce this world. Eshel. So we are going to the planet Eshel. Meg Murray is surrounded by empathetic beings on her journey across the universe, but none so deeply soothing and understanding as the beings known as Ant Beast. Part of a race of beings who thrive on the serene, frozen planet of Eshel. Ant Beast accepts Meg for who she is, all her faults, all her strengths, all the same. I think that's what we are all searching for, is somebody who will just accept us for the person that we are. Icy snow crunched under her feet as Ant Beast trooped across the plains of Eshel. The cold felt refreshing, her thick hair isolating her against the frigid air. For the warmth radiating off them, she could sense her herd around her, all of them moving toward their playing grounds. A hilltop lay ahead, a steep slope on its other side, made for the best sledding on the planet. Next to her, Uncle Wild sent out a chuckle, picking up on her anticipation. His arm brushed against her, tickling her with patience. As they reached the crest of the hill, she sensed the ground drooping away below them. At the bottom lay several pools, their underground thermals sending off powerful ripples of energy. Whee! Ant Beast released her excitement to the minds of her herd mates as she curled into a ball and let gravity pull her downhill. Faster and faster she whirled, the motion whipping each strand of her fur. At the last moment she pivoted, breaking to a sudden stop right at the edge of the pool. Snow puffed up against her foot, spilling over into the water. The ground vibrated under her as the others pelted down the hill after her until they jostled against her in a giddy cluster. One at a time, they each took turns dipping through the stream into a luxurious water and hopping out again, the sensation of hot and cold smacking against their skin. Their journey back to their dens was slower, their contentment easing their movements. Halfway home, they sensed the three elementals on the ridge above them, anxiously watching the sky. Ant Beast sent a beam of reassurance to them, and Mrs. Who responded with a grateful wave in return. Ah! A primal, mental scream rent the atmosphere as an amateur tesserer opened the hole in the valley below the plains. Three figures scattered through, the largest pushing the two smaller ones ahead of him. All the hairs on Ant Beast perked up, tasting the air. All three were in terrible pain, but one was worse off than the others, her spirit crushed under a tremendous weight. Urgency driving her faster, Ant Beast led the charge of her herd towards the newcomers. Only the elementals outpaced her, arriving first. Ant Beast arrived. The other figures were pleading with a troubled girl, whose anguish was destroying her from the inside out. Their worry pulsed through the air as the girl coughed and gasped in pain. Gently, Ant Beast nudged her way through the group. She sensed surprise and fear from the two human watchers, but left it to the elementals to explain. The girl, Meg, had more pressing needs. With open arms, though she could not see or hear as the humans did, relying instead on mental connections, Aunt Bee scooped Meg up and cradled her close, rounding herself around the girl like a snowball. Aunt Beast directed her warmth into her, both physically and mentally, for there was so much to heal. Meg's battle with the It had not gone well. The It had nearly destroyed her, squeezing her flat. Worse to Meg, though, was what she saw on her father's betrayal, tessering away without Charles Wallace. Meg's brother, the person she loved and sought the most to protect in the world, had been caught by the It. What Meg did not realize yet was that if her father had tried to bring Charles Wallace with him, he might have inadvertently ended up killing the boy instead, now that the it had entangled himself in his mind. There would still be a chance to rescue him, but only if Meg let herself heal. Aunt Beast rocked back and forth, purring and soothing the roiling of Meg's soul. Rage, betrayal, guilt lashed through her. Aunt Beast couldn't understand it. Why did Meg think she was not good enough? That she had failed her brother? Meg's love for him was clear and indisputable. Purring louder, Aunt Beast calmed Meg's wild thoughts. She needed to rest, to release her anger. She would succumb to the it as well. Aunt Beast broadcast a message that she was safe and all would be over and over, underscored by her love for the girl, hoping to ease the child into sleep. Meg's heart slowed its frantic beat, and her mind quieted for a moment. But she would need more care. The immediate danger was past, but if Meg was to return to challenge the it for her brother's freedom, she would first need to learn to accept herself. The poor child was too self-critical. Mrs. Who could sense Meg's psychic pain as well. The best and most beautiful things in the world. This is Mrs. Who talking. The best and most beautiful things in the world cannot be seen or even touched. They must be felt with the heart. Helen Keller, American, she said, pouring from her own heart. Love poured out, wrapping Meg and Aunt Beast. Aunt Beast tisked in agreement. Humans often focused on what they could see and touch, forgetting that the most powerful thing in the universe was intangible and invisible. Love was not a color or a picture or a texture. She wouldn't be able to study or hold it, but love could heal Meg's wounds. It's a very powerful statement. Love is an incredible thing, and loving one another and accepting one another. Oh, so powerful. Fortunately, there was no one better than Aunt Beast at unconditional love. She would show this girl how much she was loved, just as she was, no changes necessary. What a remarkable girl indeed, thought Aunt Beast, sensing Meg's aura as she slumbered. With a cluck to the herd from Aunt Beast, the creatures began to trek to their dens, escorting the humans with them. Tucked tight against Aunt Beast's stomach, Meg slept, her dreams infused with the love Aunt Beast devoted to her. You are safe, little one, Aunt Beast told her. Everything will be okay. So I know I've said it before. This summer, I think it would be a great idea to do a family book read of the original A Wrinkle in Time so that you could really understand what happened that got Charles Wallace taken by the it. There's so much missing in this particular copy of A Wrinkle in Time. So, again, the original Wrinkle in Time, such a phenomenal read. All right, I'll see you tomorrow.